Hello and welcome to our last video in our 10-part series. We will be talking about microgreen recipes, from soups to salads, delicious ways to enjoy your microgreens. Hey there microgreen lovers, today we'll learn how to take our microgreens to the next level with these delicious recipes that will make you forget about boring, bland salad. Hi, I'm Connor with Amelia Island Microgreens, and I'm excited to be the go-to place for all the best and freshest microgreens. Hold on to your taste buds because I've got a secret tip that's going to turn your meals into flavor explosions. But first, let's dive into the world of microgreen culinary awesomeness. As we've discussed in previous videos, which if you haven't seen already, be sure to sign up for our 10-part series that has all sorts of amazing microgreen tips. Microgreens aren't just small, they're the most nutrient-dense stage in the life cycle of a plant. So having a little bit of microgreens can improve your health and well-being. These little mighty vegetables pack a powerful punch. In fact, in our previous video, we talked about the most nutritious microgreens because microgreens have all sorts of vital vitamins and minerals and, like I mentioned before, super nutrient dense. It's time for breakfast. Microgreens can take regular dishes and make them into gourmet masterpieces. For example, let's add them to some smoothies. Adding microgreens into your smoothie will give you a power-packed breakfast. Speaking of which, let's go do that right now. Today we are making a smoothie called the Sunrise Warrior. I'm making two different variations of this because my camera person over here loves bananas and peanut butter. However, I do not like that. So there's so many different variations with smoothies. And then the next thing let's cover real quick, with your microgreens, you're not gonna want something that's super strong and overpowering. So something like a salad mix, broccoli, kale, collards, those really calm ones that usually just kind of hide and slightly enhance the taste of a meal, but aren't the main flavor in it, are gonna be the type of microgreens you want to use for this. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our milk in. So right here I have a couple different protein powders. Whichever one you want, look on the back of it and it will say how much milk to use with the ratio of fluid to protein powder. And this one says for 2 people, 16 ounces. On this Vitamix, it has a little thing, it'll show the ounces. I'm gonna pour up to that 16 ounces. And I'm using almond milk. You can use any kind of milk that works for you. You can even use water, whatever you want to add the right consistency, texture, and flavor. And then after that, I'm going to put in my mix. Enough to keep it cool and kind of give that nice, almost kind of frappuccino type of taste to it. And then now I'm going to blend this. And the reason why you want to blend these two together first is because if you add your protein powder or anything else, it's gonna kind of get a wonky texture too. I'm gonna put 2 scoops of protein powder in here. And now after that, I'm going to add some of my salad mix to the smoothie. So I like to put in quite a bit because this is one where you won't taste it and it's gonna give you a lot of healthy nutrition that'll kickstart your day. So as you're cutting it, be sure to cut off all the soil that's on the underside right here. So you just kind of snip that off. I like to cut about this much right here for 2 people. At this point, if you're gonna put the peanut butter and the banana in, you would put it in right now. However, since I don't like that, we're gonna save that to the last bit. And then you will want to add the cacao nibs. Add about a teaspoon. And I'm going to use a tablespoon because I am going to be making the two. And all of these recipes I will put in an easy to find space for you. And after that, you just blend it lightly. You want it to be a little chunky. See how nice that texture is? And you don't even notice that there's any microgreens in there. Now for someone who likes the peanut butter and the banana, you're gonna wanna go ahead and add the peanut butter in. You can use alterations like nut butter or sunflower butter, whatever works for you. you're going to want to put about half a banana in there. You know, I personally like to cut the top off when it looks a little funky. And then you just throw that in there and blend it up. Okay, now it is time to pour it. And now you've just given yourself a power-packed lunch or breakfast, whatever you have. Wait, who's doing the videoing? Oh no.
Oh, that is really good.
Yeah, it is. And you don't really notice the taste of the microgreens either, but you're getting all that nutrition in there. And here's a little tip I give you. If you want to have something a little spicy, add something like oriental mustard, turnip, or radish, and that'll give you a big zing in your smoothie. So while we're on the topic of smoothies, let's talk about some of the benefits of having microgreens in your smoothies. Adding microgreens to your smoothie can increase its nutritional content. Microgreens have various vitamins, including vitamins A, C, and K, as well as essential minerals like potassium and iron. And guess what? They're also high in antioxidants. Antioxidants can reduce oxidative stress and can reduce the risk of chronic disease, which, as we've mentioned in previous videos, the big three killers are heart attack, cancer, and stroke. And being able to reduce your risk makes a huge difference in your life expectancy. Microgreens are also great for improving your digestion. Many microgreens, including broccoli microgreens, contain a fiber that can help with your digestion and promote a healthy gut. And I don't know about you, but that sounds really great to me. Not only that, but microgreens also enhance the flavor of food, and sometimes they don't even taste like anything at all. But adding that in there will make such a huge difference for your health. Let's drink to that. You need to try this recipe. So all this is great, but I have a small kitchen and I have a brown thumb. Will I be able to grow microgreens? Well, I'm glad you asked. Yes, you can. I like to say you may not have a green thumb, but you have a microgreen thumb. It is so easy to grow microgreens. It's as simple as lifting this tray up, putting a cup of water, putting that back down, and then just ambient light. And for space, all you need is one of our grow kits, which comes this size, and we even have one that's half this size if this is way too big for you. We have people who grow them in their RVs, their boats, and there's no limit to where you can grow them. NASA has grown them in space. So if NASA can do it, you can do it too. So the sky is no longer the limit. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. That way, when our next video comes out, you'll be the first to know about it. And I have a really cool special tip coming up, so stay tuned for that. This secret tip is going to elevate your microgreen cooking game. So now, what's been your biggest aha moment? Did you discover a new microgreen variety you want to try? Or maybe a new recipe you want to do? Share that in the comments below. Your comments not only help our community grow, but also inspire others to dive into the wonderful world of microgreens. So don't be shy. Drop your thoughts, your questions, and anything else that comes up into the comments below. I read and cherish every one of those comments. And who knows, maybe your comment or question will be featured in my next video. So it's the holidays. You're frantic. You slept in a little too late. And now food's not going to be ready for another hour. Everyone's going to be over and they're going to want to eat. Well, not to worry. I have a festive appetizer that'll delight your guests. The answer to your holiday conundrum is Amelia Island Microgreens' famous guacamole with microgreens on top. It's super easy, and even the in-laws will be excited about it. So what you do is you get some guacamole at the store, or you can make your own. We have a blog post on a few different ways you can make guacamole. Super fast and easy, as long as your avocados are right. So what you do, you get a little scoop of guacamole, place it on your cracker of choice, cracker, chip, whatever you would like to put it on, and then you just cut some microgreens, and bam, it's ready. Super fast, super easy, and super nutritious. And the best thing to do with these is have one green microgreen, like salad mix, oriental mustard, and then one that's red, like your amaranth or your radish. That way you get the red and green holiday feel. What would be best is to take your microgreens where they're like this, split them apart, place them in the same direction or going the same direction, like that. And there you go. Microgreens, guacamole, and chips. You can do the same exact thing with hummus, and it's best on crackers. You can also use goat cheese, just drizzle some balsamic vinaigrette. Get creative with it. There's so many different variations with this, and the sky's the limit. Ready to take your microgreen growing to the next level? Then don't miss out on our exclusive 10-part series packed with in-depth tips, insider secrets, and everything you need to know in order to become a microgreen pro. Get instant access to this video series by clicking the link below or going to Amelia Island Microgreens/101. I can't wait to see you there, and I can't wait to hear about everything you learn. Okay, it's time for the secret tip. So you know how when you cut herbs like parsley or basil and you cut them really finely, a lot of that oil, it excretes out and it becomes more fragrant and more delicious. Well, you can do that same thing with microgreens. So what you do is you ball up the little microgreens, you take your knife, and you just cut them really finely. Then you'll want to go over them a couple different times and get them super fine. And you'll start to smell what microgreens you have. See how it's getting smaller and smaller? When I do this with amaranth microgreens, it starts to turn pink because of how much oils are getting excreted. I actually learned how to do this in a cooking class. See how nice microgreens look now? What you can do is you can then add it to whatever recipes you had before, and it looks even more finely chopped. So now stay tuned and I'll reveal another awesome microgreen tip. You won't want to miss it. I hope you've enjoyed this 10-part series. If you've missed any of them, I'll put a link to the series below. Each one has its own gems of knowledge, so by missing one, you're missing out on so much. And I would highly recommend watching all of these videos. And make sure to subscribe so you stay up to date on all the latest microgreen information. So be sure to leave your questions in the comments below, because I'll be doing some Q&As, and maybe your question will be featured in one of my videos. I've got a secret tip that's going to take your microgreen culinary adventures on a whole new level. Our next video is the ingredient you never knew you needed. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep savoring those fantastic microgreens. Cheers to a tastier future ahead. And if you found this really helpful, could you please do me a favor and share this with a friend who you think needs to know about this? Thank you for your support. As always, stay awesome. Okay, I'll see you there.